Today's tutorial is this Dutch fishtail braid. I've seen a lot of people wearing these on Instagram, so I thought I'd do a tutorial on how to achieve it. You'll probably find you get the best results if you do this on 2-day-old hair. So it's perfect if you don't have time to wash your hair but you need something stylish doing with it. You want to create a side parting, even if you don't normally wear it on a side parting, as you want the braid to start at the very top of your head. If you've got super fine hair, you might want to apply some volumizing texture dust to the root, and this is just going to help to plump the hair up, and it will also give it some extra grip so your braid stays in place. If your hair's not naturally long and thick like mine, then you can apply extensions to achieve the same look. So I'm going to take a small section of hair at the front, about 1 inch wide and about 2 inches long. Then with any regular fish plait, we are working with 2 strands. So as you can see, I've separated them and we've got our 2 strands to start with. So to start with, we're going to take a small section from one of the sections. I'm starting at the back, and we're going to cross that underneath the section we've just taken it from and pass it to the first section. So I'm doing this nice and slow, so hopefully you can follow along. Then we're going to do the same from the front section. So we're taking a small section of hair, passing that underneath the first section we've taken it from and passing it to the back section. And you should have something that looks like this. So we've got a crisscross in the middle and we've just got 2 sections in our hands. So we're going to repeat the process with the back section. We're going to take a small sliver of hair again. We're going to pass that underneath to the front section. But before we move on, we want to pick up another piece of hair from our head and pass that under as well. So now we're going to start incorporating hair like we would if we were doing a regular French plait. So make sure your sections are nice and clean and put them together. So again, we've still only got 2 sections of hair, but we're crisscrossing them underneath. I'm going to show you again before I start speeding up. So we're going to take another sliver of hair from the front section. So we're going to pass that underneath, and then we're going to pick up another section of hair from the front of the head and also pass that underneath. And that's going to incorporate to the back section. So again, we've still got 2 strands. And you just want to keep repeating the process. If you've got particularly tangly hair, make sure you've brushed your hair first, just so it doesn't start becoming a mess. It can take a little bit of practice. You want to hold your strands quite tight so that when you're incorporating the hair, it's not becoming too loose. Although we're going to pull the braid apart, we want the structure there first. So just keep working your way down, taking a small section of hair from one of the sections, passing it underneath to the other section while incorporating a piece of hair from your head. The more you do it, the quicker you'll become at it. And you'll start to see that you're getting that fishtail look to your braid. Once you've braided down as far as the side of your forehead, then you want to start incorporating hair from the other side. So first off, take your small sliver of hair from the back section and incorporate it underneath to our front section. Then I put my hand behind my head and I use my index finger to scoop the hair in a swooping motion from the front all the way around to the back. And remember, you only want to do this around the top half of the crown because we're going to be doing this in sections. So we're going to incorporating that hair underneath our back section and joining it with our front section. At the front, you do the same as you did before, a small section of hair underneath and join in with our back section. Before we move on, I like to pull my braid apart as I go, as it can be really difficult once you've done the whole thing. When you pull on each loop, you want to pull on the outer half of the loop. That way you're going to get a nice spread to the plait. You're not going to end up pulling the plait away from the centre. So we're not ruining the nice tight structure, we're just loosening the outer edges. And then you want to carry on working your way down. It's up to you if you want to guide your plait past your ear or if you want to cover your ear. It's entirely up to you. Remember, every time you're incorporating hair from that back section, you want to take it from the opposite side of your head all the way around the back and then underneath that back section to the front. Now bear in mind, this can make your front section quite thick. So what I like to do is when I take a sliver of the hair, I like to make it slightly thicker at the front. That way, the hair that goes underneath into the back means that we're balancing out the thickness of both sections. I hope that makes sense. So you just want to carry on the whole process, incorporating all the hair from one side to the other until all the hair is in the plait. Once you've incorporated all the hair from the back of your neck, You then just want to start doing a regular fishtail braid, and then you can start working up the side of the plait, pulling again on the outer half of the loops. As I mentioned earlier in the tutorial, it's easier to do this as you go, that way you can really loosen the plait to the amount you want. You'll find it a lot more difficult once the braid's tight to the bottom. Continue down the tail of your hair, just regular fishtail braiding. I don't like to take mine all the way down, I stop about 2/3 of the way down and then I just use a little elastic band just to tie it off. Do the majority of your pulling apart before you tie your hair off, that way you've got a little bit more give at the ends of your hair. But do hold the tail very tight because you don't want to let go, otherwise you'll ruin everything that you've done. So I tie it off with a tiny clear elastic, and then I just wrap a small strand of hair around the elastic so you can't see it. And then on both sides of my head I just like to pull out tiny strands of hair just to give it a soft messy feel. And that is my Dutch fishtail braid complete. It's the perfect look for the spring and summer and ideal to wear at festivals. If you do decide to replicate it, please share it with me on your Instagram or tweet me. You can find the links to those in my description bar. So if you haven't done so already, please click subscribe. You can click on this now, and if you've missed either of my previous tutorials, then you can click on either of these now and it will take you to those. Remember, you can follow me on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. Bye!